UK's Sunak Hardens mind set to BoE's Bailey as inflation roars. London. British Finance Minister Rishi Sunak has toughened his language closer to Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey, a reflection of the political stress piling on them both as inflation surges in the direction of double digits. On Thursday, the BoE caught to its gradual increase in interest rates, as different relevant banks took greater pressing action, but said it become equipped to act forcefully if had to stamp out dangers posed through inflation. The BoE also published an trade of letters between the governor and finance minister in which Bailey is needed to give an explanation for why inflation, now at 9% and set to surpass 11% in October, in step with the BoE, is overshooting the principal bank's 2% target. Usually, those letters are unremarkable. However, this week Sunak followed an exceedingly harder tone in his reaction to Bailey. I realize and assume which you and the alternative contributors of the MPC will take the action vital to get inflation again on track and make sure inflation expectations remain firmly anchored, Sunak said in his letter to Bailey. On May 26, as he announced similarly cost of living aid for families, Sunak stated, "I recognize the governor and his team will take decisive motion, in preference to know and count on." Sunak's new preference of phrases additionally contrasts with the passive tone in a comparable exchange of letters in March. While Sunak said, "I welcome the committee's intention to take something action is important." Some members of Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative Party have brazenly criticized the BoE for appearing too slowly over the mounting cost of living disaster. Public pleasure with the vital financial institution has hit a report low. Andrew Goodwin, chief UK economist at consultancy Oxford Economics, said he doubted that the BoE confronted severe, on-the-spot dissatisfaction from the government over its performance on inflation, which is trying out primary banks round the arena. But it is able to help Sunak fend off critics who say he has failed to assist families sufficiently, no matter pledging £37 billion $45.4 billion of presidency guide because the begin of last year, except for the effect of tax rises for lots people. It gives him cowl to correctly say, nicely, I might do greater, but the BoE cannot get inflation under control, so this is tying my arms. That's I don't assume is proper, Goodwin stated. But it's a very good narrative to have if you're clear that you don't want to increase monetary coverage any extra. Elsewhere in his modern-day letter, Sunak adopted greater urgent language than in previous missives. He informed Bailey that he recognized the impact of excessive inflation on families. That is why, as you define, it's far imperative to carry inflation back down to target it and preserve it anchored there. In end, we've the tools and determination we need to reduce inflation, and I am confident the bank will play their element in making that occur, Sunak stated. Judging from its June coverage minutes, the BoE itself showed little outward sign of political stress, HSBC stated. The BoE still appears decided to paddle its personal canoe, demanding greater about the increase in unemployment risks and their implications for inflation than the chance of second-round effects and high inflation becoming embedded, said HSBC economists Elizabeth Martins and Simon Wells. Nor does it appear specifically concerned through being inside the spotlight politically. $1 equals 0.8155 kilos.